Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Halo World Championship North American Qualifier. Benson on the analyst desk, joined by the wonderful Ghosting Army, and special guest for this one, we got Towie. First of all, congratulations, Towie. Of course, you guys qualifying must feel pretty good, right?
It's a very, very good feeling. Very relieving to have qualified.
I imagine it's a pretty nice feeling, must be, of course. But speaking of teams qualifying, up next, it's a mathematical problem we've been trying to solve. OpTic Gaming versus Allegiance. Now, just going to break it down in the broad scenario before we kind of go deep into the details. Allegiance, they win 2 maps, they go to Worlds.
That's it.
Simple as. Triggers Bound in the group, already qualified. Congrats to them.
There's huge congrats to Triggers Bound because a lot of people doubted them. So first off, let's give them a big congrats because they had a lot of doubters.
Deserve it. They had a lot of people that were questioning how well they were going to show up, and here they are. They've already qualified.
It's crazy.
It's the first team.
There is so many different scenarios, but this is basically how it works out. If OpTic win 3-0, they go through. 3-1, they go through. 3-2, they could win this game 3-2 and not qualify. It all comes down to, can Allegiance get 2 maps? That really is what you have to just keep your eye out for. But let's talk about this series in a little bit more detail, Ghost. It's such high pressure. It really is, man. Like, you can kind of just look around, you can look at both teams, and you can feel the pressure.
Oh, yeah, and when you're talking about a pressure-filled situation, you need veterans on your team. And on Allegiance, they have Nated, and on OpTic, you have Flame and Maniac, right? And I have to say that when I was watching OpTic go through that crazy LCQ run, they had their backs up against the wall, right? They lost that first match.
Right?
Yeah, really all times. And how many eyes were on them, right? So you know that.
I think it was, what, like 25,000 at one point?
It was easily the most on any individual Halo player's stream. All watching Flame Sword.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It was amazing. And so to watch them, when everyone was scared for their life, right? If they were going to move on to even get to the finals, they pulled it together. And they showed that composure. And I can't say that I've technically seen the same out of Allegiance because we didn't see them go through a similar run where their tournament life was on the line, so to speak, right? Allegiance has kind of come through as the #1 seed the entire time. So this is the actual first time we're going to see if Allegiance can do something with their backs against the wall.
Now, Ty, you've obviously been in a position where you've been coaching a #1 seed team several times. I feel like it's very rare to have a #1 seed team put in a situation quite like this where it's like, hey, you need to win or you're basically going home. How are they going to be coping in that side of
It's definitely a little different, though, because they've also not lost. So they in their mindset, they haven't lost, and they don't really have to prove everything yet. But at the same time, there's just so much pressure on them right now to not lose this series. I mean, they're obviously heavily favored, but every team here is worried about qualifying, from the top down. CLG, our team, and every other team has been stressing about this for a long time. There's no gimmies in trying to qualify for the Halo World Championship, and we'll see how they do.
And on top of that, when you're talking about Allegiance, these guys have been grinding the most. They're the ones that have stuck together, through thick and thin.
They really have.
And they've been winning the entire time, right, for a majority of it. So when you're Allegiance and you're those guys that are used to that, and now you're put in this position, it is concerning, without a doubt.
Right.
Especially when you have some newcomers, if you will. Now, these guys, they have been around for some time, but they've never really been on this this stage with this sort of a magnitude of a prize in front of them, and so it's shaky.
It is, man. I'm kind of worried, somewhat at least. I mean, Tyler, I want to get your kind of opinions here on how you think this series is going to go. Do you see this one being the hashtag T2P, Gary's in the chat, or is it going to be the #1 seed coming out saying, hey guys, what was the excitement about, man? We were the #1 seed.
Exactly. I mean, this is going to be a very, very hyped series, and
wow, 45% for Allegiance. Sorry.
Wow, my prediction is going to be based on how the first few minutes of the first game goes.
See, I like that, Towie.
Because
I love that.
your nerves definitely play a factor when you're thinking about everything that you're playing for. When you can settle into the game and you can play like you do from home and kind of block everything else out and play your game, that's when you and your team perform the best.
Okay.
So it's going to be really interesting to see, 1, their starting strats, and 2, how they can perform off the opening of the first game.
Ghost, how do you see this one going? You've been heavily favoring underdogs throughout most of this tournament. I've got to give you props for that. Putting your stuff out there.
I mean, honestly, all the way up until this point, I really had Allegiance as the heavy favorite in this entire group. But we did see them drop a game to Noble, right?
Yes.
And we did see OpTic have some glimmers of hope. So I'm not going to say that Allegiance is without a doubt going to take this. They are the heavy favorite, so I could kind of see them taking that 3-2, that 3-1 even. But in reality, these guys on OpTic, they have a certain sense of resilience, of perseverance, where, you know, even with, I remember in the finals of the SCQ, you know, we saw a little bit of a chance where they could have accepted a DQ, and they said, no, we want to go
they
on,
replayed the whole map
and
after
we
they
want to
won.
make
Yeah,
it there
absolutely.
by, you know, doing it the right way. And even Flamesword said, Gary, calm down, you're going crazy. And somehow, when you call your teammate, it didn't cause them to like freak out in shambles, you know, which is insane. So the fact that they just have this like cutthroat camaraderie on that team, I mean, I have to say that it gives them a slight advantage in this pool. So.
Once again, if you are just tuning in, of course, Allegiance just need to win 2 maps in this series, and they will join Triggerspan in the group, and they will qualify for Worlds. OpTic Gaming need a 3-0 win or a 3-1 win to see them through. It isn't going to be easy, that's for sure. One thing I've had a lot of tweets coming my way all weekend, and Terry, I want you to really just kind of go into more detail about this. Is OpTic big timer, of course, coaching the OpTic squad.
Yep.
How much of a big factor really are coaches? Of course, you #1 coach in the world easily. What kind of effect is he going to have in this game?
Just to be able to have a person behind them that they trust, to be able to make play calls and important decisions in game, and to be able to really calm them down when things get a little hectic, especially when you're playing on main stage. You know, it's not a good thing when your communication is what clutters everything you're saying. You want to be able to have conversations with your teammates. You want to talk with your teammates. You want to talk through different situations in the game. So when you're full of all these callouts and everyone's getting too excited or maybe playing too aggressively, having someone calm you down and talk through what's actually important, especially someone you trust, makes a huge, huge difference.
Well,
so that'll be really important in this match.
I'm extremely excited for this series. It's about to get underway. Without further ado, let's send it up to our casters.
Thank you so much, Ben. And I'm looking at the Twitch chat right now, and I just see everyone doing the meme, OpTic, take my energy. Of course, you know, everyone, you guys are incredible, not only for tuning in, but also just supporting competitive Halo all weekend long. We're not done yet, guys. Not only do we have this matchup, which of course is a huge matchup, we also have 2 quarterfinal games coming up next. Now, if you're just joining us and never watched competitive Halo before, I'm Golden Boy. This is the Legend Strong side. And we're going to be bringing you a Group A matchup for the ages. Allegiance versus OpTic Gaming. And we were talking about this in the green room earlier. We said, you were casting up here, but myself, Benson, Ghost, and everyone else said, this is either going to be the most insane series of all time or the biggest dud ever. So
That's true. I mean, OpTic Gaming needs to come out in full force here. And we did see a different OpTic Gaming earlier today than we did yesterday. And it's really going to come down to if, I guess, Allegiance is on top of their game as well, because we've seen them fall apart before.
Yeah.
And when they fall apart hard. So they need to keep up their energy, and they'll need to stay hyped as well. But OpTic Gaming, I mean, I was actually talking to Flame earlier. He's like, this is a big match. This is a very big match for his Halo career. This is deciding if their team goes to Worlds. They need to win this series 3-1 or 3-0. That's, I mean, knowing
absurd.
that going into the series, it's like, all right, we have got some serious work to do ahead of us.
essentially, OpTic Gaming needs to play the series of their life, folks. And with that being said, it is time for the game to begin. It's going to be Rig, and it's going to be Stronghold, the battleground for game number 1. I had a chance to talk to Chaser right before this matchup, and he said, you know what? We're going to get in their head. We're going to get in Kratos' head. We're going to get in Naded's head, and we're going to cause problems. Let's see if that is going to be a reality. And we're going to kick things off, as a matter of fact. Let's go over to Naded. He's the player that I want to highlight here. He's feeling pretty good right now, though, and keep in mind, they did get this bad side, so they have to figure out a way to push out to Nest and get aggressive right away. This is going to be dangerous for them. They have to be careful here, but good plays coming out as they do have that railgun, and they're looking to get after Nest, but nothing just yet.
Yeah, that was actually really weird. Naded had almost captured BR base, but then he decided not to capture it and leave it. I understand the strategy behind it there. You want to go for Nest, but now it looks like they're going to pick up the BR base, and now they also do have Nest. So it turned out to being a good play for them, and they're going to lose Nest now. We're going to see this throughout the game. Nest, and we're also going to see the basement as well. Those are going to be the 2 to control back and forth.
It's going to be an intense game indeed here as Allegiance is doing their absolute best to be able to hold off this basement, but they can't quite do it as OpTic Gaming is looking to get control, and they managed to do so, but now it's going to be up to Nest. 10 seconds here for Naded to be able to capture this one. Shots coming through. Nades flying in all over the place here, kind of trapped between a rock and a hard place, but he is going to be able to get it, and he manages to stay alive despite a swarm of grenades flying into the Nest.
Yeah, just dodging every single one of those grenades, just staying alive at its finest right now by a veteran player. He knows what he needs to do, and he is doing that. He's making himself the absolute hardest kill. And what that did, it gives his teammates a few extra seconds to push up and get nades onto Nest. You see how much harder it makes it for OpTic Gaming to capture this. They needed to get 2 people over to capture the Nest. Even though they did capture that, it took a lot of extra time to get that captured.
Camo was just picked up as well. I don't quite know who it was from, but that is going to be 2 down here as one player is going to move into that basement. Not quite certain in who that is. That's actually going to be Kratos. Kratos living inside of that, but he can't quite stay alive as Naded finds a double kill, and he does manage to get inside of the basement. They have a trip cap in effect here, strong side. This is not looking good for OpTic.
Not looking good at all. They really need to get this outside control. We see Team Allegiance just really locking it down out here right now. OpTic Gaming not even going for BR base. Naded picking up a kill with the scatter shot. Really doing a great job at controlling the power weapons right now. And they still have a 3 cap right now. They are not able to get BR base. I think now we're seeing OpTic Gaming go for BR base, but Naded now just on the prowl, just staying alive.
Lifestyle is going to be inside of that BR base, but he can't do anything. He can't stay alive. Meanwhile, on the other side, you have Chaser, who does manage to do so. He's inside of the basement looking to get this pivotal portion of the map here, but he's getting focused on and can't quite do anything, trying to make those call-outs. Meanwhile, Flame Sword, OpTic Beard looking for one. That's going to be a connection. Another one Naded in front of him as well, as he's now going to find another in the corner with a camo, but can't do it as Flame Sword will fall on that play as well. And that 3 cap still going on, and OpTic Gaming have not found a way to crack the shield that Allegiance have put together. If they don't win this game, folks, this is basically their backs against the wall because they can only win this one 3-1. It is not looking good, side.
Every time OpTic Gaming tries to get a capture on basement or BR base, you have Team Allegiance just putting so much pressure and collapsing right on top of them, not allowing them to get a single capture. It looks like OpTic Gaming may be able to get BR base now. Yep, they are going to be able to get that, but now they need to get a second one. They did slow the time down a little bit for Allegiance, but Kratos had been playing really well with that camo just before this death.
Oh, and OpTic Gaming, man, they are getting absolutely destroyed here. 83-10, 84-10. Scratch that. They have BR base, so they were able to stop that bleeding, but it was too little too late, at least in regards to how far that score has climbed up. And Kratos is able to find one, and look at Lifestyle actually throwing down a couple of shots. Or excuse me, I
got to cut you off for a second right now. We're up on the 2nd level right now. I can hear Naded screaming so loud for his call-outs right now. He is getting hyped, and this is one of the keys to victory that we talked about, Naded being hyped. If he is hyped, you are going to win. Allegiance will solidify the victory. It looks like they're going to take down 2 players of OpTic. OpTic trying to desperately get this, but 97-10. They need to get something right now. 98-10. It's not looking like they're going to be able to. Allegiance solidifying game number 1.
Allegiance are 1 step closer to playing for $2.5 million at the Halo World Championships. OpTic Gaming, backs against the wall. They have to figure out something here. Going down 100-10 was not what they wanted by any stretch of the imagination. This is certainly not looking good for the green wall here, but at the same time, though, you have to give credit where credit is due. Allegiance absolutely destroyed them in that Rig Strongholds game, strong side.
Yeah, OpTic
they had
Gaming,
nothing they could do.
OpTic Gaming couldn't get control of anything. They got 3 capped on and couldn't even get 1. They tried, they sent 3 guys over to the basement. Their 4th guy came in a little bit late, but they were working together to try and get control.
Yeah.
But Allegiance just, they overthrew them. They had so much more, I guess, team shot, and they were just playing those individual plays a lot better. But I mean, it was very surprising to see the 3 cap last as long as it did against those guys.
Yeah, and one has to wonder, did they try and, allow Allegiance to stretch themselves out a little too thin so that this way they can go for a basement cap? But then after a certain point, OpTic just could not get a cap, right? And that's where it hurt them. I felt like the first push out of Engine 1 over to the nest, that was like, okay, forget bunker or forget BR base. We're not even going to worry about that. We're just going to push over to nest, and they just could not get it going because Allegiance shut them down every single time. There's your best of 5 series layout here. If you're just joining us, Allegiance just defeated OpTic Gaming 100-10 in Rig Strongholds.
Yeah, these guys, you see them there on your screen, they're looking very comfortable right now, not too stressed out, all smiles over there. They don't look too concerned. They're coming into this pretty confident. But Coliseum Slayer, I mean, I'd like to say this map can go either way sometimes, because if you're not getting control of the sniper, if you're not getting control of the rocket side, you're pretty much done.
Yeah, and of course, folks, make sure you let us know who you think is going to win this matchup. Use the hashtag Allegiance or hashtag OpTic. And, of course, include the hashtag HaloWC. Who you think is going to win this one? And, of course, throughout the weekend, we're going to be giving away cool prizes. And also, I was told earlier, just wanted to tease this a little bit. We will be revealing the location for Halo World Championships.
Oh, man.
Hashtag soon.
Hashtag soon.
So, you know, keep watching. Keep watching. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know these things.
It sounds like you know, though.
No, I don't. I truly do not know. Lennox came in and told me we're doing this, and I was like, bro, I had no idea. Where is it? He said no, and if I tell you, I'd have to kill you. That's what Lennox said.
Oh, man.
So I obviously value my life. And
as one should.
Do it. As one should. You know, as one should. But here we go. Slayer Coliseum. Guys, this is it. If Allegiance win this one, they are punching their ticket to Worlds. 100%. Nothing that OpTic does will change that.
This game is the most important game for OpTic Gaming of their entire careers. This is the most pivotal game in their entire Halo history. Just this game means so much to every team, but right now it means so much to OpTic Gaming. They need this win. They want to go to Worlds. Everything in them is just dying to go to Worlds.
Yeah.
So I really hope to see OpTic Gaming come in very strong here. I want to see Lifestyle get the sniper rifle. We saw this man, Gary, just go crazy with the sniper rifle, hitting some of the most insane sniper shots. I want to see this guy get control, and I think if he does, that could pull OpTic Gaming to have a victory here in game number 2.
It's a $25,000 game of Halo, folks, for Allegiance. But for OpTic Gaming, it's an opportunity to be able to contend for the Halo World Championships. But Lifestyle right away just could not find anything. And also Benson wanted me to make sure I gave him credit for that because he said that back when we casted Call of Duty together. So, you know, that's for you, Ben. But you know what? Out the break here, Allegiance looking good as they're managing to pick up 3 kills. And looking around here, who has sniper? It's going to be Suspector. Let's see what he could do.
The Suspector in a good spot right now. He knows OpTic Gaming is going to be spawning over here. Very weird challenge right there. He knew that there was 2 players there. He kind of went for something a little too flashy. He should have just backed down and ran away. But now OpTic Gaming tying the game up 5-5. Did they get control of that sniper? I think it may still be sitting there. Nobody picked it up.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I don't see it.
Very interesting. That's a big weapon to make some big plays, but nobody's picked it up. Everyone's just still playing as if there's no sniper in the game. So still on board with Chaser. These guys are going to be trying to hold down Sniper for most of the game.
There it is.
There it is. Maniac with the Sniper.
We've seen what he could do with this too. He puts in the work, but they need to make this happen here. It's only going to be a 1-kill game, so the deficit is so short as Maniac continues to hunt around by that blue cave, seeing, can I find anyone? Of course, Chasers in the battle, bottom mid, as well as Lifestyle. And Flamesword's off that respawn, looking to assist as best he can. Meanwhile, you have Maniac who's just looking for something, looking for a pick, and trying to go to where his teammates are so that he can make this play. But it is a 2-kill game now. Scratch that 1-kill game, Caster Curse. Regardless, though, Maniac hasn't found anything yet.
Yeah, he seems a little unsure of what he's wanting to do here. He's kind of looking around.
Red. They're just not giving him an opportunity to go for the shot.
Yeah, he needs to get in a better position to get some sightlines over there. He only has maybe 1 or 2 sightlines here. He keeps checking for the flank, but he's not seeing anything. And during this entire time, OpTic is losing their lead, and now they have officially lost the lead. Maniac picking up a nice kill with the sniper, looking for the double. They're still down by 1 kill right now. With the sniper in hand, they need to keep this in hand. If they let Allegiance get control of the sniper, it's not going to be good for them. So Maniac doing a good job of keeping it in their hands, but he's just got to find some kills here.
He also has to be very worried about L-Town with these rockets. 2 players are going to be stacked up on that snipe side. So Maniac, of course, getting that read and finding out, hey, I have no business being over here by Blue Cave alone, and that's the reason why. Because players going for the challenge,
gosh,
and
Maniac.
then Maniac tells him to sit down. Kratos went for that and could not finish it up. Let's see, though, as Maniac finds one underneath him. Not a kill just yet, though. And he needs his teammates there for the picks as well. Lifestyle finds one in front, and Maniac's having a good game thus far, but it is going to be tied here, folks. So what does Maniac's play here? Does he run over to the red side and try and get away from this player?
Yeah, you just got to run. You got to book it. You don't want to give them sniper, even though there's not much left. He's just got to get into position where you can get some sight lines. This is not, I wouldn't say this is the best position to be with this power weapon. Very unconventional spot, but he does pick up a kill with the scatter. Now, picks up the kill on Nate.
Baby.
Pick up that ammo. He needs to get it. Kind of, I think maybe got a little greedy right there.
Got a little overzealous.
But it looked like there was an enemy player nearby.
Definitely.
These plays are absolutely insane right now. It's a fight over sniper right now. Everyone's here. Gary is here looking to pick up a kill. He knows the sniper's here. Gary wants that sniper. 22-23, OpTic down by 1 kill, looking to turn this thing around right now. If Gary gets this sniper, actually he's still not going to be able to get it. He does take down Nated, but more players from Allegiance just overflowing the sniper area.
Well, I think L-Town, no, never mind. He has a DMR. He's looking around, trying to see what player is trying to get ground now. And over to Chaser, off the spawn. Allegiance, they are up by 4. And, you know, they are at that halfway point now, folks, where they could very well, you know, clutch this or clinch this victory. There goes L-Town with rockets. We got to switch over to him. He manages to pick up a kill on Chaser. Nated finds Lifestyle with the snipe, but Flamesword answers back with a double of his own. Looking at all the screens, there's some approach on the red cave here. So, okay.
Bucket Rocket in the house.
For sure. Over to Lifestyle, who's engaged in a heated battle here and has to stay alive. Of course, at this point, every single death matters. Suspected, though, a clean DMR is going to pick off Maniac. Creeping up on 1. Good beatdown for Lifestyle. Locates 1 in front of him as well. And you know what, the other thing, too, he knows that they're by blue, right? Like right now, at least he knows they're by blue. Oh, goodness. He's able to get that nade.
Oh, my God. Now down by 4, though. Sorry to cut you off, Golden Boy. Lifestyle is unfortunately taken down by Kratos, but Maniac does get the sniper rifle. They did not get the rockets, but sniper is in the hands of OpTic Gaming. They can make some plays here. Maniac actually getting stormed by players from Allegiance. He is not able to get the help from his teammates to stay alive here. They're across the map, and I think that's actually what we've been seeing quite a bit here. Maniac with the sniper on the other side of the map, nowhere near his teammates, and kind of just left on his own.
Yeah, they knew that. I mean, Maniac needed to stay alive. He was the playmaker there, man. You know, you got and there's L-Town with it. Got to go over to him. L-Town looking to do some work here as they are just 11 kills away from going to the Halo World Championship. Can Allegiance do it, or will OpTic fight back is the question. It is looking very much like the Allegiance show right now, but OpTic Gaming, they have to figure something out as the 40th kill just gets put through.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard comeback for OpTic Gaming, but they still can do it. Down by 11 right now, or sorry, down by 12. OpTic Gaming needs to get control of these rockets and the sniper. They both just popped up. Allegiance can't be given these for free. It looks like, I think we did get rockets on OpTic Gaming, but the sniper was retrieved by Allegiance. So a power weapon in both hands as L-Town jumps off the map. Still, OpTic Gaming, we've got Maniac with a full set of rockets. This is 4 kills, potentially. If he can get 4 kills with this, picks up a kill, nice kill. Now he's got to play sneaky here. He's got to stay alive with these rockets. He's not seeing that guy on his radar. He did not see that guy in the back of his radar, but I think Flamesword was able to pick him up. No, that guy comes back to get him.
Big play. Big kill.
Big
kill. But Chaser was there immediately for the stop. Couldn't stay alive, though. And over to Lifestyle. It's going to be 43-37, folks. This is the most intense game, without a doubt, because it's all coming down to this. You have 6 kills separating these two teams. OpTic Gaming needs to play flawless. The game is in Gary's hands here with the sniper rifle. Can he do it? is the question.
I think he can, Golden Boy. He can make it happen. He spots Nated with the Rockets right now. They are still down by 6. He's just got to stay around his team right now, and
but not too close, because then you can get caught with those Rockets.
Yeah, you don't want to go too far out. And actually, this is kind of a risky play going out to the Rocket side as he comes back. Though he needs his teammates to kind of make a bit of a distraction for him, so he's able to pick off some kills. You never want the sniper player on your team to be leading the charge. If he's leading the charge, something is wrong. There you see it, 25 seconds for Rockets to come up. This will decide the game. This next Rocket will decide who wins this game, because if OpTic is able to get these Rockets, that's almost a guaranteed 4 kills. And Lifestyle with a nice headshot, only down by 5 right now. They're still controlling the Rocket side of the map.
All right, and I just want to point out, too, you have Nated, who's playing more so on that blue side, right, with the Rockets. And you also have, I believe this is going to be Suspector playing blue side as well. But Maniac does manage to get those Rockets, but he has to be careful because they could run into each other. I'm looking around and Nated, and he points out, sees him, and he gets the kill. That was a huge kill because Maniac had the Rockets as well as Nated, so that was a clutch play. It is a 2-kill matchup here between these two squads, and of course, Rockets could be the game changer, but Lifestyle, if he's able to find those shots cross-map, that will be huge. 3 minutes, 34 seconds. You also have Flamesword on a challenge over by Red Elbow. I don't like that he's overextending by himself. We're just going to show him for a brief moment there as he's being isolated. He needs Gary to get there and help him out.
Yeah, Lifestyle's got to look over at Flamesword right now, so he's not picked off. Maniac, as we're saying this is picked off, he loses Rockets as Lifestyle goes over to help Flamesword over there. Now a guy on his radar, he doesn't see him. Is he going to get it? No, he's taken down 42 to 46. Chaser has got to get this kill. He does not get this kill. He's taken down 48 to 42. There's 2 kills about to end this game right now.
One more kill.
Gaming needs to slow down. Do not die right now, OpTic Gaming. Sniper is up.
Players in the base, and that's gonna do it.
That's it. Allegiance is solidified their spot going to Worlds.
Congratulations to Allegiance, the #1 seeded team. They are going to the Halo World Championships without question. Now it is a matter of pride for OpTic Gaming to either go out 3-0 or to fight with everything they have and even make it into bracket play, which is a very strong possibility. So, I mean, actually, no, they don't. Never mind. They don't no matter what. So it's pride. It's pride at this point. I forget. Mathematics throw out the window. My maths are terrible. Ben always tells me. And, yeah, man, OpTic Gaming, this is it. It's unfortunate that it happened this way. This team was a story. They were a story going in to this North American regional event here in Columbus, Ohio. A very talented team, and I really like Lifestyle, Chaser, Flamesword, and Maniac as a team, right? I just feel like they bring a lot to the table, but this was one of those events where everything had to be perfect for them in order to get to that point, and it just did not happen that way, right? The most critical of them all was defeating Trigger's Pound, which they could not put together. Again, it's been the story, but sometimes it's someone else's story, not yours.
50-42 doesn't tell the tale of the end of the game right there. The game was so close. It was within 2 kills. We had OpTic had Sniper, and they had Rockets. And unfortunately, they lost Rockets, which in turn made them lose Sniper, and then it was downhill from there. But our next game, we are going to have Fathom CTF up next. I still think OpTic is going to give this their all. They still want to win. So I don't see these guys just giving up, and they still want to play Halo. They enjoy playing the game, and they want to bring home a W.
Yeah, right. I mean, you go out with everything that you possibly have. Fathom Capture the Flag is going to be coming up next here, folks, as we get ready for this next game. And, you have to also talk about just all the amazing storylines that come out of this weekend, right? Who basically just, shocking the world, Ogre 2 and Pistola and the Envy team in general, not even just Ogre 2 and Pistola, but Mikwin and Arcanum not making it to Halo World Championships. Denial, a young team, a hungry team, makes it to Worlds. Call of Duty's Hook doing work. Then you also have EG versus CLG, a rivalry that is just absolutely incredible. Renegades versus Liquid, another rivalry that just lights up everyone, and it just fireworks all the time. I think, regardless of the fact there are just so many great storylines in Halo right now, especially going into the World Championships. You can't just say it was only one.
Exactly. And there's so many new faces that have made a name
I mean,
here.
just look at Allegiance. Look at Allegiance. This team, right, consists of 3 players, L-Town, Suspector, and Kratos, who, competed throughout HCS seasons 1 and 2, but just never really made a splash. And here they are today. Going to compete for $2.5 million alongside a veteran like Naded. That right there, man, that's something that you got to appreciate. That's something to
be happy for, yeah. I mean,
it's a new generation of Halo, and I love it.
Yeah, I'm honestly happy to see a lot of new faces come into the scene, because that just shows the possibility for all the players out there that want to compete and potentially compete in the future, that there is a shot. There is a chance that you can put a team together and make your way to the top, because there's a lot of teams and a lot of players here that did that. But moving into Fathom CTF, who do you want to hop on board with, Golden Boy?
You know what, man? He was making some plays in that last game. Got to go over to Maniac. This guy, he's just such an impressive player, always has been, and some great snipes and rockets at the end there. Could have gone either way, but Maniac will fall down as taking a look now, and it seems like going over the Lifestyles POV, he's trying to find out who he can get right now, right by that blue base there. Flag has been pulled, and of course, Lifestyle, he's trying to get there for the stop.
Yeah, Lifestyle looking down below as they run the flag. It looked like the player was taken down. Now he's almost out-thrust shooting Kratos right there with a nice little maneuver. Looks like they're going to get that flag into their base, possibly right out front. Lifestyle laying down some shots on Naded, picks up the nice perfect kill, and just getting a nice angle here on the player inside their base as the flag is still just sitting out front of the base. Flamesword taken down into the base, and we've got Suspector staying alive, doing a perfect job with that flag there as he was no shields, just using the cover around that wall to cap flag number 1.
Allegiance are going to put the first one down on the board here as they look pretty good in this first start of the matchup. They just ran straight into the blue base, got that flag out, no questions asked. They ran away with it. OpTic Gaming need to find a response as they're looking to do the exact same thing. Flag goes out underneath. I believe that is going to be, I thought it was Flamesword, or yes, it was Flamesword, who's currently running that flag. He does have help from one of his teammates. I believe that will be Lifestyle. Apologies. Lifestyle looking for a potential pick here, but won't be necessary because OpTic Gaming will put one on the board, and we're all tied up 1-1.
And Suspector right now running alongside L-Town to get top middle. They know Railgun is coming up. Getting control of the railgun is always important on this because its kill time is so fast.
Yeah.
So you want to have control of that. Suspector picking up a kill there on Chaser for the double with the plasma rifle, or sorry, storm rifle doing a nice job there and staying alive, moving into the base, looking to get another flag pull. He's going to be taken down though. No, he is not. Flamesword is going to get the reversal. Suspector's still just staying alive here inside the opponent's base.
Also looking at L-Town. L-Town has that railgun too. He's looking to do some work with it. Finds Lifestyle. Kratos gets the kill on Chaser. And Naded has camo. They're pretty much flooding this blue base here and looking around for those potential spawns. I think Naded found 2 people. But you know what? He has his teammates there for assistance. They're looking to make this run a possibility. Right outside, Naded's going to go for it, take it right out to the street there, right over to the red street now. And this is looking like a cap at this point. They have coverage inside of the base, strong side. This is a textbook capture here. Yeah,
and just L-Town really taking advantage of this railgun here, just picking up kills left and right to rally this flag back to make it 2-1 right now. L-Town still has ammo left in the railgun. Kratos getting into a 1v1 battle with Flamesword. Flamesword looking to pick up him with a grenade. He does, and now Flamesword in the base, maybe trying to go for a flag here.
Yeah, let's see what's going on with Flame. He does have Maniac for help, and they want to focus their attention on that red treehouse side. Of course, you just want to make sure you're able to get that top mid control too, because without it, it's pretty difficult for you to be able to, to get this cap here. And I'm looking right now, and actually, I saw one person up there that was actually going to be Chaser. So Chaser with that control, and Flame and the crew, they're going to put it down. It's going to be 2-2. OpTic fighting in this game.
Yeah, nice stealth capture right there. Didn't even get shot while he was running the flag right there as Flamesword trades off right there with, I think that was Naded. But let's hop on board with Maniac. Maniac had been doing well since we hopped off with him earlier. He's getting into a 1v1 fight here, and he's going to be taking down Caster Curse. Who do you want to hop on board with,
Gotta
GB?
go with Gary. Gotta go with Lifestyle. See what's going on with him. And he's just getting aggressive inside of this base here, right in front of their treehouse. So that right there tells me that they are looking to just force that spawn by Turbine, be able to make that flagpole a reality, and just drag it over to this treehouse. But just like say that too, that flag has been pulled, the blue flag, and Allegiance are looking pretty good here. Of course, if Allegiance win this, they will win the series 2-0, but great kills here from Lifestyles. He's going to get a double, and now looking for this return. He has a teammate there as well, right out through the bottom mid. Could this very well be a victory here for OpTic Gaming? It seems like that's going to be the case. OpTic still fighting. Flag's going to be inside of their base, going over to Maniac, and that's it. OpTic Gaming win game 3. 2-1, they're still fighting in this match.
They're going out with style right now. I like to see that out of the OpTic Gaming guys. Just showing that shows their class. They've got some really good class to keep at it like that. In the past, I know we've seen teams who've just kind of given up, but these guys, they're still going.
I have to say, that is commendable, 100% commendable to just get the victory, right? Like, you know what, you lost this one, but we just want to go for that W no matter what. OpTic Gaming, they certainly played hard, and good work from them. That's going to do game 3 there. 3-2 OpTic Gaming. If you're just joining us here, of course, OpTic Gaming cannot qualify for the Halo World Championships. But right now, it's not about that. It's about pride. It's about coming away with a victory. And Flamesword and Lifestyle, 10 kills apiece for them. That's not bad, man. And I have to actually see what game number 4 is going to be. But you know what? I wouldn't be shocked if OpTic Gaming, does it again in game 4.
What does that say as well? If OpTic Gaming goes on to win this series, I mean, that just shows they still are a team to compete with Allegiance and all the other top teams out there. So that shows a lot about their team still, even though they're not going to move on. That they can compete and hang with all these other guys. And obviously, they're gonna either wait around and practice for a while and wait for that next event.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot more to go on.
Yeah, that's right, man. You just got to play your game, period. That's it. So if you're just joining us, OpTic Gaming does manage to take game number 3. We're going to game 4 in just a little bit as the teams are getting ready to go here. They trail the series 2-1 against Allegiance. Allegiance looked so dominant in games 1 and 2. That game 3, though, OpTic, every time they just answered right back. They were able to get a cap, or they were able to, tie it up. No matter what happened, OpTic were fighting throughout that Fathom CTF. Now we're going to Eden Strongholds here, strong side. What are some of the things you should be looking for, and who are the players to watch on each side?
I'm going to say Flamesword. He's always methodical about moving around the map and controlling strongholds. He's always just been a very good strategical player and been the guy on the team to lead that strategy for the team, and everyone kind of follows his lead. So I'd really like to hop on board with him at first. And we actually saw OpTic play Eden Strongholds throughout the LCQ as well quite a few times.
That's right.
So they've got a good amount of practice on this game type, and I know they have a decent strategy to bring home the win here on game number 4.
So we'll see what that opening will be as we get going. Eden Strongholds, once again, folks, will be the game type for game number 4. And OpTic Gaming trailing Allegiance, looking to just win this series no matter what. As I mentioned numerous times already, at this point it's about pride for OpTic Gaming, not so much more about getting to that $2.5 million competition, because it is mathematically impossible for them to do so. Needless to say, though, commiserations for OpTic Gaming, right? Like, just the fact that they are fighting the way that they are, Chaser, Maniac, Lifestyle, and Flamesword putting in the work. Of course, L-Town aided Kratos and Suspector had a really good game in that Fathom matchup, right? It was a quick one, too. It was a very quick game. They just, just in those clutch moments, right, OpTic were able to find out who they wanted to go after and focus on toward the end of that game, and that was it. So now going into Eden Strongholds, lots of things to keep in mind. You have OS, you have Camo. Of course, you have Rockets, you have Sniper. Lots of things to fight for here.
A lot of stuff on the map here and a lot of stuff to control. It's very hard to control them all. Only a few teams can do it. Now on board with Flamesword as they're going to take over Blue Bend and attempt to go for Rockets here. It doesn't look like they're getting any push from Allegiance. Maybe one player throwing a grenade over here. But other than that, not really getting contested here over at the Rockets, very surprisingly. Allegiance instead went for the catwalk to get control of 2 strongholds. And there you spot the player with Overshield. Looked like that player had just picked up Overshield right as Flamesword cut that corner. So if he were to be hit by that rocket as that Overshield's coming up, it's not going to be doing any damage.
One thing I wanted to point out too was that 11:36 was when the Overshield was grabbed from Allegiance. So I'm wondering if they did that, you know, just because they were trying to throw off OpTic with the timings, because typically you would expect someone to grab the Overshield at the beginning of the game. So OpTic would probably be positioning themselves at around that 11:45 mark to get that OS, or excuse me, the 9:45 mark to get that OS, and only to find out it's not there because they picked it up later. So I wonder if that was a little meta, or they just forgot. You know, either way, maybe I'm just being a little too meta with myself, as you know, Ben likes to do.
You're metaing the meta.
I'm meta the meta.
It's like Inception.
So meta. Yeah, it's metaception. All right, so over here to Lifestyle now on OpTic Gaming. They are currently down here 8-15. Couldn't find much in the back of the tower. Over to Allegiance as they take a look at Suspector, who's hanging out inside of the red nest, and they're able to secure this one. They have assistance, and of course, they have those 2 caps, meaning that they are going to start to net themselves some points.
Yeah, and these strongholds are just going back and forth, and that's typical of this game type. You see players kind of going in a circle around the map, capturing each other's strongholds, and as they do so, the other team is capturing one of their strongholds. So we're seeing this just go back and forth right now. Suspector just holding down this spot in red window, just covering the catwalk, not allowing any players to get up there, get some shots on Lifestyle. Kratos with some good teamwork to finish up that kill right there as another player jumps in. Maniac doesn't notice all the other players surrounding catwalk, and he's going to be taken down.
Naded now looking to defend the catwalk and the nest as he transitions over, but couldn't find anything. Kratos, though, gets that pick on Flamesword, and Camo has been picked up there at around 9:39, so we'll see that again in a couple minutes here. And that also means that OS should be up in a little while as well. And you know what? As a matter of fact, seems like OpTic Gaming have possession of the Overshield as well as the rockets. So this could be a big opportunity for them to get that point, capture it, and of course start putting points on the board.
Yeah, you've got to get up though with Overshield and rockets. You do not want to be around the bottom of the map. You can't do as much damage from down there with this massive advantage against your opponents. You want to stay up so you can shoot down rockets.
As well.
And yeah, now a 3 cap. They need to get control of a stronghold here. Lifestyle moving his way into Nest, picks up a kill. That's going to be 2 down for Allegiance as he's picking up Red Nest.
He has a teammate at Red Nest trying to help him out as well. One player is going to be inside of the tower, and the bleeding stops as Allegiance is halfway there to victory, 57-11. OpTic trying to figure it out. You saw the last time these 2 teams played Strongholds, it ended 100-10. So Allegiance's Strongholds game, certainly something to admire. OpTic Gaming struggling a little bit with that one. And you know, I remember actually speaking with them and saying that they felt very confident about their Strongholds. So I'm pretty surprised with the result right now. It's just Allegiance, man. They're very good, and they just know what they want to accomplish.
Oh, Flamesword picking up a nice kill there on Kratos. And he's going to go up to Red Nest. Looks like he's going to go around, try and get some shots on this player on catwalk, and he's not going to be able to take down Suspector. Flamesword is taken down, and Allegiance just sitting back now, they're letting OpTic Gaming spawn over at the red side of the map, letting them keep Red Nest. They're just controlling 2. They're not going for the 3 cap right now. They're just sitting back, just letting this game slowly, letting their points just slowly rack up, and it doesn't seem like they're too worried right now.
I didn't get it on stream because I was showing Suspector holding down Catwalk, but I just saw Naded do a Combat Evolve for the Rockets, which was actually pretty cool. Speaking of, he does have possession of those Rockets, so that was kind of cool. I have to say, I saw that and it's like, oh, it just flew right into his hands. They certainly did practice that. Naded, though, trying to get out of dodge there, but luckily for him, his teammate L-Town is going to be there with the Overshield. Rockets will be down too as L-Town goes on the hunt. Just decides, you know what, maybe they're there, maybe they're not, maybe Naded's lying to me, doesn't matter. We just want to get this cap, end this game, as they only have 14 points left, and they will come away with a 3-1 victory in this matchup and also win their pool.
Yeah, L-Town getting some nice team help there from his teammate to take down the player over at Turbine. Now 90-12. looking very favorable for Allegiance right now. L-Town not able to pick up Chaser there. Suspector will help him out and finish the kill. L-Town doing a nice job at staying alive right now over in the nest, just making it very hard for OpTic Gaming to get control of the nest again.
And looking around here over to Kratos, he finds a couple shots, and you can hear Kratos, man. He's loud. He's getting in their face. But 98, 99, folks, this is pretty much it. GG Allegiance win their group, and they win this matchup 3-1. Congratulations to them. They're going to Halo World Championships to compete for $2.5 million. Big plays from them. And now we go into bracket play. So this whole thing of going to Halo Worlds was one mission. Now the next mission begins, winning this tournament, taking home 50 grand.
Yeah, it's not over yet. We have 2 semifinals left tonight to watch. 2 really big matches.
2 quarterfinals matches to watch.
2 quarterfinals matches.
Go.
There we go, yes. So 2 big matches. Thank you for that correction, Golden Boy. But
it's all right.
I'd like to say
you almost blew my
big
mind away.
shout out to OpTic Gaming. They fought very hard to make it even to here today.
Yep.
Through the LCQ. They've had a long road, and it ends here. But I know we're going to see more from these guys in the future. Big congratulations to Allegiance for moving on to the top 8. And, I mean, it was a great match. It was a great match. We almost saw...
Very heated match.
Yeah, very heated. We almost saw OpTic Gaming take game number 2 there in Coliseum Team Slayer. But they were cut short by Allegiance as they flanked around and took control of the Rockets and got sniper control.
It was a tough matchup for OpTic Gaming as well. I mean, you know, when you think about what they had to accomplish here, you know, toppling the #1 seeded team, coming into this event as the team that won that LCQ, the 16th seeded team, it was a tall order. But for Allegiance, the domination that they've shown in their group is something to be so impressed with. But we're not going to break down the game. Instead, we hired a bunch of people to talk about the game, and they're waiting down there. And we also are joined by the amazing Towie. This guy, his analytical streams, absolutely amazing.
So
Definitely
good.
check it out. It's twitch.tv/Towie. But in any case, so guys, take it away.
Thank you, Golden Boy, and a massive congratulations once again to Allegiance, the #1 seed, walking away with the top seed from their group with a 3-0 record. But guys, let's not waste any time. Let's break down what happened. Ty, I want to start with you. Of course, that game #1, Stronghold's rig. It was crazy because we saw Allegiance with a trip cap for so long, and OpTic just seemed happy to let them keep having the trip cap.
Well, to be honest, you know, OpTic didn't really make that many mistakes. They just made one big mistake.
Okay.
And they kept getting those repeated spawns over on barrel side. And when you're in that trip cap situation, you need to know you need to wait for your teammates, and you need to take that BR base. You need to stop the bleeding, and you cannot allow a trip cap to go on for that long.
That was the key.
They didn't push together, and they sort of funneled through rail to try to take it one at a time. And, you know, then those guys end up getting weak and dying, and then they would try to take basement. You need to secure the kills before you get the strongholds. You cannot try to take them without getting the kills first. So it just seems like they had a reversed order of operations there. They really needed to try to push for BR base, take that, reset what area of the map they wanted to push towards, and try to make a good push to take 2.
So, guys, after a convincing map #1 there going for Allegiance, heading to game #2, were you still kind of thinking maybe we could see the Green Wall do it? Because, of course, at that point, Allegiance is one more map.
For a while, I want to say I didn't. I mean, when I was sitting in the crowd for game 1, the casters even brought it up. Naded was loud. I mean, Naded was like really loud.
That's a polite way of saying
it.
I didn't even hear him. I don't know what you're talking about.
Screaming at the top of his lungs, as crazy as I've ever seen him. I'm not even joking. I mean, he was playing what you would think Naded would be playing for, right? That massive
So that was
prize
grand
pool.
final, to be honest, right?
And yeah, no, that was. I mean, he was going balls to the wall. So I got to give him props for bringing himself into that series from the start. And when he did that, they win game 1. They have the confidence to go on to that game 2. And OpTic know that they're now, this is the tournament decider for it. This is literally their life on the line, and it comes down to a Coliseum Team Slayer.
Because that was an interesting thing that we kind of talked about before the game actually began when we were sat in the green room. You were saying how, can OpTic try and get mentally inside of Allegiance's head? And we didn't really see anything happen.
There was no chance. I mean, Stronghold's rig being one of the best game types for Allegiance, and like he said, they never had a chance to regroup in any of that game mode. And then you saw them get into Coliseum Slayer, and it looked like we saw the same type of thing happening on in the beginning. But then we saw OpTic slow it down a lot, to the point where Gary Lifestyle had the chance to actually pick off a lot of great kills, even spawn kills at that, and he was making plays. But when we saw towards the end, what happened was with the Rockets, Maniac had them, and they looked like they were holding that blue corner, if you will, and the next rockets were coming up, sure. And then we saw a sniper coming up. But really, what happened was Maniac, it looked like we just saw the X pop up, right? Bottom blue base with rockets. And then Lifestyle tried to help out Flame over in the red corner, and it all collapsed.
It's important to definitely point out too. They were down 41-29.
Oh yeah, it was
at one
it was
point.
a massive comeback.
And they did a really good job of rotating their sniper in back blue over to that rocket corner where you want him to be able to get good angles to watch. Flame Sword was able to push through to red rocket side, so he had their attention. It's a lot easier, like I mentioned, to snipe people that are not looking at you and not looking for you or shooting at you, which is what they did. However, they got it. The game brought back to about 43-41, I think, and they got 2 kills. And they were not aggressive enough on those spawners.
You were screaming at the screen.
Oh, I was so upset to see them. They were still playing passively, which can be good, but you need to be aggressive on those spawns, especially when power weapons are coming up. And that ended up being a huge difference maker.
Definitely. And then, of course, Allegiance at that point had mathematically already gone through. OpTic actually out of the tournament. But to their credit, map number 3, of course, they came out, played with some pride. They managed to actually win that flag game. And then, of course, game number 4 was somewhat of kind of a victory lap, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, when we watched, again, Allegiance just dominate the first game of Strongholds, it kind of was expected for them to do the same on the second one. And we know that we've seen OpTic struggle on Eden Strongholds as well, so it was unfortunate how the layout worked out.
That's going to do it from us on the analyst desk for now. Though we have an interview with Chris Puckett and Nated.
Thank you, fellas. Here with Brett Leonard, aka Mr. Nated, the loudest gamer in the venue. How you feeling, buddy?
Feeling great. It's a big win for us. We're guaranteed Worlds now, but we know that this is just a small step for us. We got a lot bigger goals, and we're going to keep working hard for them.
Now, you guys dominated the online qualifiers. You came into X Games with the #1 seed, but you finished with the bronze there. What was the goal coming into this weekend?
We want to win. We know we got a lot to work on, but we know we have the skill right now and teamwork to win. So, it's just about coming out, playing our game, staying positive, and hopefully things go our way.
We started this weekend with 16 squads. We're down to our final 8. Who's kind of caught your eye other than EG and CLG? Who should the Halo fans out there be looking out for?
I think Denial. I heard Penguins couldn't fly, but after I watched Penguin play, I think Penguins actually can fly, man.
Penguins doing work, my friend. Noble's looking good. All right, Nate, let's talk a little bit about this squad. You handpicked these guys. You've been playing together for a while. What have you guys worked on since X Games, and how do you feel you've improved for this tournament?
We definitely improved a lot as far as our communication, because these guys are all, pretty much up-and-comers. I mean, they've been playing for a while, but not on, a high level. So, I'm kind of here giving my experience, as far as, communication, what we need to be saying during the games and stuff like that. And, we're just improving, day by day. It's a slow process, but, I think we're getting there to be that top team.
You guys are looking pretty darn solid. The team shot is on, and we saw some incredible railgun. You guys lost one game to OpTic Game, and there was Fathom CTF, and you said that was one of the craziest Fathoms you've ever played. Well, what went down?
Dude, I don't even know, man. It was such a fast game, 4 minutes. I was averaging a kill a minute. I only had 4 kills, but, it happens. We only lost by 1 cap, but we know what we did wrong that game, and, we kind of maybe relaxed a little bit after winning those 2. But it's all good. We got it done and moving on. So.
Native, the first time I met you, it was in the free-for-all. You were wearing a beanie. Your hair was coming out. Legit looked just like you. You looked like twins back in the day. That was back in 2005, I believe. We're now here in 2016, and you have a chance to play for $2.5 million in a couple weeks. How do you feel about this, man? How do you feel about the growth of the entire Halo scene?
It's honestly a dream come true, man. To be playing Halo for a living for this long, 10 plus years, it's absolutely ridiculous. I would have never thought, and I couldn't be more blessed and excited for the future of Halo, man.
It's pretty amazing to see you still at it 11 years later, my friend. Nated, it's a pleasure. Best of luck in the rest of the tournament, guys. We still have plenty more Halo 5 still to come. The quarterfinals start tonight, so don't go anywhere.